I'm Mandy, a marketing director and LinkedIn content freelancer experimenting with AI. From automations to AI agents, I'm testing how these tools cut through the busy work so marketers can spend more time on creative strategy. In this series, I'll show you what actually works. I have been playing around with ChatGPT's Atlas browser and its ability to interact with a web page. So, why does this matter for marketers? Well, if you have a product on a website like Walmart, Amazon, Etsy, where consumers are starting to think about using AI agents to search for what they need, you need to know how these AI agents are interacting with those websites and put it to the test. See how they might discover your product. What do they have to put in to get your product added to the cart through an AI agent? So if you open up the ChatGPT side panel, and come down here to the plus sign, switch over to agent mode. And then let's see if we can add some items to a cart on Walmart where I do my grocery shopping. I've grabbed a recipe off of Pinterest and we'll go ahead and see if it can take care of that for us. All right, so it has started initializing the page. You know that it's starting to take action by having a couple of different pop-ups, as well as some nice little sparklies happening up at the top of the page. It also gives you the option to take control or to stop what it is working on. So it is starting to do its search. It is looking for butter. And it has found an item, added it to the cart. It's now looking for sweet onions. And it is just slowly working its way through the grocery list. Now, it does take quite a while to go through this process. And so as a shopper, I think I would find it faster just to go and look it up myself. I suppose I could have it running in the background, but it's not selecting necessarily the products that I would choose. I'm not logged into my account, but even if I were, it still doesn't seem to grab some of the items that I've ordered in the past, unless I go to a page in my account that shows me everything that I've ordered in the past and use that page and specifically give it in the instructions from this page of my order account, only choose items that are listed here. And that will help it choose products that you normally purchase. But it is doing its thing and going through and adding it all to the cart. The other thing I've seen it do is if it's showing some really weird items in these searches, things that I don't know that I normally see when I search for sour cream. But it's also counting items in the cart. So if you have items already in the cart, it may get confused whether or not it's in there. And it may also get confused if you have put stuff in the cart and then removed it and then tried to add again. It may think that something is already in there when it's not. All right, so it says it worked for about 2 minutes. It's added all of the items. It added a butter substitute, sweet onions, pork chops, beef stock, etc. Let's go ahead and take a look. So this is set. We've got the cornstarch. We have sour cream. It grabbed, I can't believe it's not butter. Instead of when I normally see a recipe like that, I think about stick butter. So I'd have to get more specific. Rather than grabbing a single sweet onion, and grabbed or two as the recipe calls for, it grabbed an entire bag, which is way more than I need. Pork chops, it looks like it did an okay job there. And then the Worcestershire sauce, and then the beef broth. I don't know that I would have selected this brand. I'm not familiar with it. I normally just go for the least expensive. So it does do a good job. It did go through the full list and pull everything in, but there's definitely some changes that I would make to what it pulled in based on my personal preferences. So it works a little slow. It's maybe not always as accurate. One good example is if an item is out of stock Walmart won't show it, and then the ChatGPT can sit there and spin trying to find that item, even though it's not available. And it took a long time for it to come up with a solution in terms of finding an alternative for that. So if you have time to grab a recipe, drop it into the Atlas browser, into the agent mode, and let it run while you go do something else, then this might be helpful. But I think right now it's just moving a little too slow. I feel like I could have added this faster, particularly if I'm adding things that I've purchased in the past. Walmart has a page that I can go to just scroll through everything I've purchased and add it to the cart for the items that I need. So I think this is going to be a great feature in the future to be able to execute these tasks in the background, but it's probably not something I'm going to be relying on right now, particularly to order groceries. But it'll be curious to see what other kind of things that we can use this agent for. Don't be afraid to just get out there, see how it works, experiment, try things. We're all learning here. Because it's AI, there's a lot that we may never know about how things rank and how different stuff comes to the top or why it makes the selection it did. It does some explaining as it works through, but there's still a lot behind the scenes that we don't see. So what have you tried with the Atlas agent? I'm definitely looking forward to diving in and discovering other use cases. That's all I have for today, and I will be back soon with another AI tool for marketers.